There we go, I think we're live. Miss Delicious isn't coming, so we're just going to play you Darth Dawkins Meltdown.
We're hoping
Just
he
as
might
you're all
show
here.
up. Because he didn't show up on time, but he said he was coming, so we're hoping he might show up while we're doing it, and then we can debate.
Yeah. Right.
Do you want to just tell them that this is from right before he left the server on Discord? Is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah. I don't remember if it's because of this, but he definitely left like 20 minutes later.
Okay, so Darth Dawkins. This is probably like the last recording of him on Clubhouse before
Politics.
I mean
Discord.
on Discord. Yeah, before leaving, he left politics server and politics and religion server. Can I be heard? My mic's not lighting up. I don't know if I was heard.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. He left both servers because he demanded of them to ban people, and they wouldn't. So he like rage quit both servers, which is just incredibly irrational of him, right? Because he has everything he should want in those servers. Because he can just ban anybody from his voice channel, and he just has such severe mental health problems that he can't. That's not enough for him, and he needs to like make these increasing demands. He always does this, sabotages himself. Okay, go ahead, play it.
Okay. Let me know if everybody can hear it.
Okay, so my mod mail might get to them just after Darth Dawkins' mod mail will.
As we see, Superior Tech
Darth,
is now muted. He's muted
please
again.
Don't interrupt. Please don't interrupt. Otherwise,
yeah,
that's
I've already
harassment.
reported you. I've already
Please
reported you
me.
for harassing.
You're
Or I'm going
harassing
to
me
report you again
continuously through interrupting me. Okay, so please stop. Okay, I feel harassed.
Right, I'm now reporting you for harassment.
No, pathetic.
Yeah. Miss Delicious, do you want to come up?
Oh, Mr. Delicious is here.
He's here.
Oh, I thought I definitely do want to do the debate right now, but you know what, Des? We should review videos together sometime because I think
definitely
it would be interesting rather than just like always playing videos, you know?
Yeah.
Adding our commentaries, stopping and watching them.
He said I thought the debate was next week.
I just need 1 minute.
Now.
If you want to play one more minute of the Darth Dawkins video, I actually have to do something. I'll be back in like 60 seconds.
Yeah, do you want to come
I
up?
have to go tell Josh he has to watch the baby while I do this.
Okay.
I feel harassed through your interruptions. Okay? You've been reported time and time again by other servers on this channel and in this server. Other users. So stop Darth Dawkins.
You're going to be muted.
Other people.
Sorry, Darth,
okay, Darth, please, Darth.
You're going to be muted.
Darth,
if there's mods in here, please stop him from his harassing. I already reported him to Square. Square has already taken action against several people harassing me in here.
It's called a conversation.
Okay? No, it's not.
You have to understand, you're not more important than he is on the server. It's no matter if you try all you want.
Yeah, if you don't stop, I'm going to report you for engaging in persistent stalking.
Just stop, bro. Just ignore it. It doesn't matter.
You see, Superior Tech is red dotted.
Stalking.
Yeah, you've done it. You've done it already here today. You're engaging in harassing behavior against me. Okay, I strongly suggest you stop.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
If you don't stop, I will continue to file reports against you, and it's going to backfire. Please stop. Please stop.
What?
You and I had a conversation earlier. It went.
Yeah, he said it'll be 5 minutes. So we'll just
okay, sorry.
5 minutes.
Well, but I came in here and it seems like you are being a bit of a troll. What's going on, dude?
There's no way. There's no way, man. I have a legitimate question. Okay, first, I have two contentions. Number one is the mass reporting of Superior Tech, which is in bad faith. That's unfair. That's mass reporting. That's against.
So I'm reporting him to Square, the founder, who I have a personal relationship.
Yeah, Square's going to be in here shortly. Don't worry.
It's not mass reporting to one guy.
I'm not mass reporting. I'm reporting to Square. I directly deal with Square, who is the founder, and I report people who are clearly engaging in harassing and stalking behavior. You've already crossed the line in harassing behavior multiple times on previous days. You're doing it again today. I strongly suggest that you stop because Square will take action against you.
Okay. Can I have a personal or objective conversation with you?
No, you may not. You've already crossed the line into harassing behavior today. You've done it on previous days, and you're doing it again now. Please do not speak to me. Please do not interfere or interject when I'm talking with anybody else.
So but that's the thing. You're not talking.
Just let it go,
to
Pat.
anybody else.
Please.
I'm asking
Let
you.
it go,
I'm
man.
asking
He
you to
doesn't
stop
care.
interfere. I'm asking you, okay, for your own benefit. Please stop harassing me. Please stop talking to me. Please stop interfering with conversations that I'm having with other people when they ask me about the Bible.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've already filed multiple reports.
I've got
I
it.
want you
The
to
message
stop.
is received.
I want you to stop.
Stop. The message is received.
I want you to stop. All right, I'm filing another report.
No. The message is received. The message is received. No. Stop. Message is received. Now, everyone else in this channel, everyone else. No. The message is received. Like fair and square. That's absolutely fair and square.
It's a politics server, dude. You're not gonna win.
No, it's fine. Message is received. I absolutely respect that. I respect that. Everyone else in this server, what Bible do you usually
listen to me? Listen to me right now.
Whoa, excuse me.
I want you to stop. Okay, listen to me. I was talking to somebody. You interfered. If you don't stop right now, I'm gonna fucking call for your ban from the server. Okay, and if I call for your ban from the server, it's gonna happen, asshole. Now shut up right now. If you shut up right now, you're gonna be banned from the server. Okay, there you go. Bum. See it?
I think he's ready, but you know what, guys? The audience, if you want to see the rest of the video today, what you guys got to do is sign up for Clubhouse Debates members only. That's a members only video.
Yeah, see, you plug me, Godless. Come on. $1 you can sign up. $1 you can watch this video. Is he there?
I'm here.
Do you want to do a mic check? Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
So do you want to do like 3 to 5 minute openings and then just
wait one second, because I want to see if I'm the one losing my mind here. Wasn't it scheduled for next Sunday or Saturday? Didn't you send me an email, Godless, to say it was going to be next Saturday at 9 p.m.?
I don't think so. If I did, maybe I was meaning to email somebody else. I don't know. Maybe it's just, if it was, that wasn't my intention. It was miscommunication.
So this is supposed to be the debate right now, right?
Yeah. Didn't I say 1 p.m. Eastern?
I could show you. I could share screen and show you. You sent me an email saying 9 p.m. next Saturday.
I thought that was a email from a long time ago. When
maybe it is. Okay, so it's my fault. It's my fault.
We were trying to like set it on somebody else's channel or something, but
it's no problem. Happened. It's no problem. So we could do it. I'm gonna let you go first because I don't even know what the problem evil is. So make your case, and then I do my introduction, and we could have an open discussion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. But
what you wanted to do? You wanted to do something else?
Well, no, I'm just confused because you said you don't know what the problem of evil is. It seems like you're being dishonest.
No. I mean, I don't see a problem, so I'm gonna let you
understand.
clarify.
I thought you said like you were pretending you never heard the argument or something.
No, I've heard a lot of people make claims, and I don't see the problem. So hopefully you're gonna be able to edify me and provide some clarification as it relates to this issue.
Okay, so I guess I'll give my opening statement. So if an omnipotent, all-powerful, omniscient, all-knowing, omniscient is omniscient, all-knowing, and omnibenevolent, all good God existed, he would have the desire, because he's all good, he would have the desire to maximize the good, the moral, whatever, moral being what we ought do, what ought happen. And he would have the power to do so because he's omnipotent. So if that God existed and he's omniscient, so he knows like about the evils existing. So if that God existed, we would expect that there wouldn't be gratuitous evils. Gratuitous meaning like unnecessary, morally unjustified morally unjustified evils. We would like that God existing and the morally unjustified evils would be incompatible because God would just have the power to stop them and would desire to stop them, and he would. So to put it into a syllogism, if the Christian God exists, gratuitous evils do not exist. Premise 2, it seems like gratuitous evils exist. Conclusion, it seems like God doesn't exist. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. So as it relates to this so-called problem of evil, number one, I'm going to go straight to the syllogism that she provided. I don't agree with the first premise, so everything breaks down from there. The fact that God exists doesn't necessitate that evil doesn't exist. I don't stand the connection you're trying to make there. I heard a lot of things about the word desire. Desire is a personal thing, as opposed to will. God wills to protect his children. So as far as evil happening to his children, that doesn't happen scripturally and in reality. So you would have to explain to me why God would have to protect those who rebel against him, because the only evil that occurs is the evil that occurs to those who are not within his fold, not within his protection. So as far as Christians dying, they're not dying as per something happening to them that they were not expecting. They're martyrs. So they willingly gave their lives for the cause. So that is evil in one sense, but it's something that they understood and understood that was part of the rules of engagement. They decided to willingly give their lives for the cause. So as far as evil goes, again, you would have to establish why a good God who has given his commandments and his prescriptions and given promises as it relates to that to those who obey him will be protected. So if you decide not to go, if you decide to disobey him, why would you expect any type of protection? So I don't understand the case. So it will be up to Ms. Godless to establish that case. And furthermore, desire is something, like I stated previously, is something personal. So I might desire some ice cream, but it doesn't mean I have to go get it. And if I don't get it, it doesn't mean I failed in any way, shape, or form. But if I willed it, if I say I will get some ice cream and something contravenes or if there's an obstacle as it relates to that, then I could say I failed in that regard. So the conflation between desire and will, we would have to address that. Because as far as God's will supersedes everything. So he doesn't fail in regards to that. So you would have to establish how you feel God's will is not being manifest as he wants. So that's basically it. And hopefully during the open discussion, we'll go through the minutiae of what this argument entails. Thank you.
Yeah, so first of all, I didn't claim that the existence of evil is incompatible with the God. I claimed that the existence of gratuitous evil is incompatible with the God. So
even that, I disagree with that premise.
You disagree that morally unjustified evils are what God would seek to not happen? Like moral is what we ought do, right? So the way the world ought be, God seeks to maximize the good, right?
Everything he created is good, and he gave permission for those who want to be outside of his fold to reap the rewards of their actions. So whatever evil that comes as it relates to that is the person himself who is responsible for that evil overtaking them. So like I said, every children of God is protected. So evil doesn't come to any children of God by surprise.
Okay, I'm not sure if you answered my question. Does God seek to maximize the good?
Everything he created is good, and everything he says is good. So as long as you're in line with that, then you're basically within the fold of his will.
But he created the world. Wait, so do you think he seeks to maximize the good or not? He's like maximally good himself, right?
He is good. I don't know why you say maximize. He is good.
Yeah. So does he seek for the world, his creation to be maximally good?
His creation is good, and everything he prescribes or he commands is good.
His creation is good. Good meaning the way things ought be. And like
his creation was good, and it was corrupted through sin, through the disobedience of Adam and Eve.
You kind of cut me off. So he seeks to maximize the good, good being what? The way things ought be. So if God is maximally good and he seeks to maximize the good, he would want his creation to be maximally good. So there's an incompatibility there with there being things the way God doesn't think they ought be.
Yeah, and he also wants wills that we have free will. So that is also, you need to also address that and account for that in your equation. Again, somehow suggesting because there's evil, which he foreknew and which he permitted, I don't see how that would discount or disprove or undermine the reality of a God. You haven't established a connection.
Look,
you're trying to bridge
we can
the
get to
gap.
the free will thing. We can get to the free will thing.
Yeah.
But do you agree with me that God seeks to create a world that ought be the way it is?
God seeks,
or does he create a world that ought not be the way it is?
God created a world that was entirely perfect.
Sir, just answer the question, yes or no.
I don't even know what you're saying. You're not making any sense. So what are you saying?
You don't know? Do you know what ought means? Like the way something ought be?
So, the way he wants it to be? Yeah. I don't like the word ought, but the way he wants it to be?
Or the way he wills it, yeah.
No. The will, what he created, what he willed was a perfect world. What he also willed is to give people...
Wait, how can you say a perfect world if it's not morally perfect?
Because there was corruption.
A perfect world would be morally perfect.
Yeah, so I'm going to address your point. Genesis 1 and 2 establishes a perfect world. Genesis 3 establishes the corruption of the world through the sin of Adam and Eve.
Wait, if it's corrupt, sir, that's a contradiction. It can't be corrupt and perfect. What the fuck?
Corrupted. I said corrupted. That's past tense.
Yeah, if something is corrupted, it is not perfect, right? Perfect is to be without flaw.
No longer perfect.
Corruption,
yeah, no longer.
Excuse me, I wasn't finished. Yeah, you're contradicting yourself. So you said the world is perfect, and then you said the world is corrupted. What it means to be perfect is to be without flaw. If something is corrupted, now I want the audience to watch. How the fuck is he going to deal with this question? If the world is corrupted, is it flawed, sir?
I'm gonna respond to your question. Try to pay attention.
No.
I'm gonna respond to your question, but I need you to pay
yes or no question.
I know, but I'm gonna respond to your question because your question presupposes that you didn't understand my last statement. I said he created. That's past tense. So there was a moment in time where creation came to be, and it was perfect. And I said Genesis 1 and 2 establishes that. Genesis 3, there was corruption brought into the world. So again, past tense. There was a time where it was perfect, and there was a time where it became corrupt. There's no contradiction in that. Different events, different actions at different times.
Look, if he created a world, look, when you create the world is he's actualizing a world, right? Where everything is going to be the way it is, including it's going to become corrupted. And God knew that when he created, he knew he was creating a world which was going to become corrupted.
I agree with that.
He didn't create a perfect world. If it's going to become corrupted, it's not perfect. If it was perfect, it wouldn't be the case that it was going to have flaws. But that's not the case. No. You said it was corrupted, so it does have flaws.
No, you're again.
Does it have flaws, sir? Does it have flaws?
Yes, it does. Okay. Thank you for stating the obvious.
Perfect. Does it have flaws?
I'm going to repeat my question. I'm going to repeat my statement. Again, you're conflating two things. Because it became corrupted, somehow it negates the fact that it was perfect to begin with. According to what standard are you coming with that? I need to understand how are you able to qualify something that was perfect before and became corrupt wasn't perfect to begin with. You need to explain to me how you come to that assessment. I need some standards. Wait. I'm going to address. I have two things to address. First of all, I'm addressing your judgment as it relates to something that was perfect and became corrupt somehow means it wasn't perfect to begin with. I need to understand where you get that from, and according to what standard are you coming to, or by which you are coming to this assessment. That's number one. Number two, you have, as far as the foreknowledge, somehow suggesting that foreknowledge has relates to God not creating something that's perfect. I need you to make that link as well. What is foreknowledge? How is foreknowledge somehow connected to something that God created, which is perfect, which became corrupt? Somehow means that I understand the connection that you're trying to make with foreknowledge. So address the first point and tell me about the foreknowledge part, because I don't understand the point you were trying to make with foreknowledge.
Omniscient, so he knows which state of affairs he's actualizing, right? So he knows everything that's going to happen in the world.
Exactly.
So if he could actualize a state of affairs which isn't going to become corrupted. It's not going to have any flaws. He could actualize a perfect state of affairs, but he chose to actualize a world which was going to have corruption.
Because he created human beings that have conscience and free will. So basically what you're saying is that...
so you agree with me. Then you agree with me that he actualized something that was imperfect.
No, I say he actualized something that was perfect, that we corrupted. Human beings corrupted. Even if he foreknew that, that has no tangible link between our foreknowledge and our actions in time and space has no connection. There's nothing you can bridge the gap between those two.
So do you see the contradiction? Because earlier you said he actualized a perfect world.
And I stick to that. There's no contradiction as it relates to that.
You just said that it's flawed.
I didn't say that. Please, I said there's two events.
If something is
two
corrupted,
events, two actions.
God actualizes a state of affairs that's going to be corrupted. Is it a perfect state of affairs or is it corrupted?
I already addressed that 3 minutes ago. I said, and I'm gonna repeat.
Is it a perfect state of affairs if it's corrupted?
If it becomes corrupted, use the right.
The state of affairs is just the way everything about the world, everything that's going to happen.
Well, don't use the word state of affairs. Use creation. What? Okay, God created.
Okay, creation.
And it was perfect.
The corruption is part of the creation.
Not the creation.
He's actualizing a world where corruption is going to occur. So he's actualizing a world where there's flaws. So he's not actualizing a perfect world, you moron.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
He's actualizing a perfect world.
I'm gonna address your point because I'm gonna show how stupid your comment is. So basically, something that's perfect. Let's say again, you didn't establish what perfect means according to your standards. So let's say something is perfect, and somebody comes and corrupt that. Does that somehow necessitate that the thing that was perfect wasn't perfect to begin with?
Yeah, if something is maximally perfect, then it can't.
No, I didn't use the word maximally. You're using words that make no sense to me. I used the word perfect only. That's all I said. So I'm going to repeat my question. If something was perfect, according to whatever standard you're trying to apply to this thing, because I still don't understand the standard you're using. If something is perfect, it somehow becomes corrupted. That means that thing wasn't perfect to begin with?
Look, we're not talking about.
You see, you're not answering the question because you're not answering the question because your statement is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Look, we have to examine what the word world means, right? So when we talk about possible worlds in philosophy, we're talking about anything that's logically possible, right? And there's an infinite number of logically possible worlds that God could have created that were not corrupted, and there's an infinite amount He could have created that are corrupted. He chose to not create one.
I disagree with your premise. Because I already stated multiple times that
the
world was not
God
corrupted.
Sir, do you agree God could have created a world with no corruption?
First of all, I don't care about no hypotheticals. The world that he created.
Just imagine it, sir.
No. I don't need to imagine it. I proved it, and my position is Genesis 1:2 relates to a perfect world, no corruption. So that's my position. Don't tell me.
Look, sir, I'm just asking you. Does God's omnipotent, so He could do anything that's logically possible? You agree there's a logically possible world where there's no corruption?
He did that. So yes.
He didn't create a world with no corruption. Genesis
1:2.
Are we in the world He created right now? Are we in the world He created right now?
Yeah, a world that was corrupted.
He created the world we're in, right?
No.
And we're in the world right now.
No,
he didn't. Right now, right? You're a moron.
Not the world not the world with corruption in it. That came through our disobedience. Again, I asked you a question.
Did he?
I asked you a question. You didn't respond. You didn't respond to the last question. You didn't respond to the last question I asked you. Something is perfect, whatever that means, whatever standard we're using to qualify a thing. You still haven't established that. That's number one. You didn't establish. What standard are you suggesting that something that was perfect and then became corrupt wasn't perfect to begin with? That you haven't established. And I gave an example. If I had something that was perfect and somehow became imperfect or corrupted through tampering, does that necessitate or does it logically follow that thing was imperfect to begin with? And if you're going to say yes or no, I need you to explain to me according to what standard. Yeah, so those twofold. My question.
I'm going to respond to your question. So, well, first of all, I didn't understand the last part you said, but what I'm going to address is you trying to say if you create something, is it perfect before it becomes corrupted? So I'm going to respond to that. So if you're talking about like a physical object, there's going to be a disanalogy going on there. Like if you create a physical object that is perfect and then it becomes corrupted. Yeah, when you created it at the time you created it was perfect, right? But if you create a movie and the beginning of the movie is perfect, but then the second half is corrupted, then you didn't create a perfect movie. And that's what a world would be, is a succession of events, right?
He didn't create a movie.
Just like in a movie, a succession of events
not a movie.
occurs in our world.
Bad analogy.
Okay.
He didn't create a movie. That's a bad analogy. And again, he didn't.
Is the world
and again, my second part.
Succession of events. There's a succession of events.
No. But he did not cause the succession of events that resulted in corruption coming in the world. Again, the tampering of a perfect world came through human agency. And again, you have not established the connection between foreknowledge and our actions in time and space. So I have 3 questions that destroys your argument, and you're still avoiding them. Number 1, what standard are you using to say something is not perfect because it became corrupted? That's number 1.
Are you saying? Wait, I'm just not understanding what you mean by perfect. Then, are you saying perfect things can have flaws?
No.
Okay, is the corruption a flaw?
Through human tampering, yes, after the fact.
Yeah, so if something's corrupted, it's not flawless. Therefore, it's not perfect.
My friend, I just said it.
And by the way, so our world is part of our world.
You're avoiding the point. You're repeating the same.
Created the thing that has a succession of events in it, and the succession of events have flaws, then the thing he created is not perfect.
No, it's totally ridiculous statement.
Is the succession of events perfect?
No. He didn't create succession of events. Again, you're using a whole bunch of arguments a whole bunch of terminologies that's not applicable to the Christian narrative. I'm going to repeat again. He created something that was perfect to begin with. Number 1, I need to do, because I need to know what language are you using here. I need to know who I'm talking to. If something that was created was perfect, whatever that means, because again,
it means maximally good.
Forget about it. What you believe is good, and what I believe is good is totally opposite.
No, we're just talking about from your view. We're just talking about.
If you're gonna apply from my view,
you and God and the Bible, okay?
So if we're doing an internal critique,
in your view,
you're interrupting because I was about to expose again how ridiculous your argument is. Number 1, so we're doing an internal critique. Explain to me, according to the Hebraic narrative, why something that was created perfect or good, the word perfect is not there, good, okay? Why was something that was good but then became corrupted because of human tampering or by the actions of humans? How is that somehow suggesting that that thing that was perfect or good wasn't good to begin with? That's number 1. I need you to address that point before we even move along.
Look, when I talk about
you can answer it. You can answer it.
Sorry, can you just you said a lot and I didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna do it real quickly.
Just repeat.
If something that was good, created good to begin with, became corrupted because of human tampering, why is that somehow? Why are you somehow suggesting that wouldn't tell that thing wasn't good to begin with?
So it depends on the thing, right? If part of that thing is a succession of events and some of the events are not perfect, then the thing is not perfect.
The events, he didn't create events.
I'm answering. And part of the world is a succession of events, right?
No.
You agree that there's events in the world. If something is in the world, it's part of the world. And you agree
he didn't create the events.
Look, why are you cutting me off? I let you go for a long time. You agree that part of the thing in the world is events, and you agree that there's imperfect events. Therefore, you agree that the events are not perfect, and events are part of the world. Are events part of the world, sir?
Okay. Anybody called? No? I'm gonna come to you in a second. Anybody called dialectic demon? A demon cannot impress me with any commentary that they can come up with or any assessment on the situation. Get somebody to exercise that demon out of you. That's number 1. Number 2, as it relates to your question, I don't believe in your premise suggesting that he created events. He didn't create events. Successions of events.
You said he created the world.
And that's not succession
of
events.
Part of the world? Are events part of our world, sir?
Is our world
eventless? Is our world eventless? Sir, is our world eventless?
There are events that he didn't create.
Answer the question. Is our world eventless?
That he didn't create, yes.
You said he created the world.
Not the events that transpire in the earth. That's our actions. Unless he intercedes in certain events. And so he intercedes. He intercedes.
He created the world as a whole.
Yes, and that's without events.
And events are a part. He created the whole world, right?
The events.
He created the whole world, right?
The events only came into the world once Adam and Eve, conscious beings who were able to undergo actions in this world. Those are the events.
And by the way, it's he could have actualized a world where the free beings always choose the good. But let's get on.
No, he couldn't. No, he couldn't. No, he couldn't. That goes against free will. That goes against free will.
Is there a possible world where beings with free will always choose the good, sir?
No, because that goes.
It's impossible for a free being to choose the good.
It's contradictory. You're making a contradictory statement.
What's the contradiction?
Saying if you're doing free,
if you have free will, you can choose to be good, right?
Yeah, but you can choose to be bad as well.
Yeah, but it's possible to choose to be good, right? Idiot.
Yeah, it's possible for you to choose good, but
there's a possible world where everybody chooses to be good.
No, because that will make them that will make them gods, because they wouldn't be tempted.
What you can resist temptation. What are you talking about?
Obviously that's not the case.
You think Adam and Eve could have resisted the temptation, sir?
They could have, but they didn't.
Yeah, they could have. So there's a possible world where Adam and Eve resisted the temptation.
Yeah, hypotheticals.
chose to actualize the world where they
I don't deal with hypotheticals. I deal with reality.
Yeah, so God, in our reality, God chose to actualize the reality, not which Adam and Eve freely chose to choose the good and resist temptation. He chose to actualize the world where Adam and Eve chose the bad.
No, because God doesn't actualize our actions.
He chooses which world he's going to actualize. There's an infinite number of possible.
You're again. Move on to the free will. No. But I'm gonna address the point one more time.
Then we're gonna move
on. Yeah. Because you're again presupposing that he actualized events, and again, I already told you he doesn't do that. That's free will. Our activities, our actions in time and space. That has nothing to do with him. So every time you're arguing from that perspective, suggesting that he actualizes events, except for those when he intercedes, that happens. We see it clearly established in scripture. But to somehow suggest, I'm finalizing, to somehow suggest that every event in throughout history is something that he participated in is totally flawed, and you're again not doing an internal critique. So I would limit you. I would expect you to approach this subject and limiting yourself to what's established in scripture.
Oh my God, you take so fucking long, sir.
No, but I address your points. You don't address my points.
You've been on this for so long. Look, we
haven't addressed my points.
You're just like being so obtuse that we haven't even actually
got. You haven't addressed my points. I brought 3 points. You haven't explained.
Why do you interrupt me every time I talk?
No, because you're saying something that you're misrepresenting.
Okay, so you talk again, and I'll take my turn. But I think the moderators.
I'm gonna quickly say my 3 points.
I don't think the audience wants to listen to him bloviate all the comments.
No. I'm just gonna
every time I talk because he's scared.
No, I'm not scared. I'm gonna show who's scared. Real quickly. Number 1, you didn't address this.
But he's talking again.
You said to finalize my point.
I can.
Okay.
Right, Godless, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we should move on from this because we've been we haven't even gotten to the crux of the argument yet, and to deal with his free will theodicy, because he's been arguing over God created the world, right, and God did I think he's been sufficiently shown to be a moron about that.
So, since you want to move on, no, wait. Since
he's interrupting me again. See, he's scared.
No, but you want to move on.
He's scared.
Who's scared? You're the one interrupting me from. No, because you want to move on. I just want to do a quick summary, and then you can move on. Number 1, you haven't established.
Did that, but go ahead.
Because now you said I didn't address the points. I addressed your points. You never addressed any of mine. No, I'm going to stipulate which ones you haven't. How are you qualifying the word perfect, and what standard you're using? You haven't established. No, you didn't do that.
I gave the definitions.
No, you didn't do that. Number 2.
I'll give them right now. Good means what we ought do. Can you fucking write it down so I don't have to say it again? It means the way things ought be.
My friend, I was talking in relation to your argument, which is what? Because you're not tracking your own.
Answered what the
But no, you didn't. Because I'm talking in context, contextually, according to the argument that you presented. Not my argument, your argument. You're the one who suggested. You see, you're interrupting because you're panicking. You suggested that something that was perfect to begin with, then somehow became corrupted because of tampering. Somehow wasn't perfect. That is what I was addressing. How are you suggesting that it's not perfect to begin with? What standard are you using? So that is what I was addressing. I'm sorry?
I'm just using the definition that is which is perfect has no flaws. If something
doesn't address the question,
then it has flaws.
It doesn't address the point I just made. You're saying I'm the one panicking, but you're the one not addressing the point. I still don't know what your standard is. And number two,
on to the free will.
Yeah, but can I finalize? Because you said I didn't address your points. I could
make it brief. Can you make it brief?
I am, but you're interrupting me every 5 seconds every time you get caught. So let me finish my statement.
Let him finish, and then we'll move on.
No problem. So number one, she didn't address the standard she's using to somehow suggest that something that was created perfect, which became corrupted, somehow would necessitate that it was not perfect to begin with. She didn't address that. Number two, she's trying to say that God actualized creation, and every event in creation is also created. According to her, she's saying we're doing an internal critique. That is not the Christian or Hebraic narrative. So she's arguing for something that's not Christianity. That's number two. And number three, she talked about foreknowledge, and I need to know the connection between foreknowledge and our actions in time and space. She hasn't done that as well. And I addressed her desire, which is personal, had nothing to do with will. So I need to know all of these things for me to even move on, because you're making claims, you're arguing points that's not against Christianity. Thank you.
Okay, I was reading the text, so I didn't really listen to anything he said. Sorry, guys. But, we're moving on anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
Which we're going to move on to the free will thing. So, sir, you claim that if a being has free will, that they can't always choose the good, right?
I'm dealing with reality. That's the case. That's the obvious case that as established in the Hebraic narrative.
Okay, look, do you agree with this? If a being has free will, then they have the ability to choose something that's wrong.
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure? Let me repeat it. Let me just repeat it so everybody, because I think you're gonna this is gonna put you in trouble.
Not really.
If a being has free will, they have the ability to do evil.
Temporal beings, yes.
Yeah. So God has free will, and presumably, and He doesn't have the ability to do evil.
I'm sure a lot of people in the chat heard me qualify the being with temporal beings.
Why?
You weren't paying attention. You were too excited.
Why would only a temporal being? Why would the free will only apply to a temporal being?
Because God is outside of time and space.
Why would it only? What?
Because God is outside of time.
Are you doing special pleading with God?
No, you're doing an internal critique. Remember, He's outside of time and space.
And what does an internal critique have to do with God being timeless and spaceless, sir? What the fuck?
You're trying to qualify my God as somehow trying to suggest that I was contradicting myself by saying beings that have free will are able to choose evil, and you're trying to. You see, you're interrupting me. I was about to
do evil, but does God have free will, sir?
I was just about to address the fallacy in how ridiculous your argument is.
What fallacy?
I was just about to do it, but you interrupted me. So I'm going to do it again.
Tell me the name of the fallacy. Everybody watch him foul to say the name of the fallacy. Watch him foul.
It's a non sequitur based on a false premise. So
I didn't put anything into premises in the conclusion.
It could still be a non sequitur based on the fact that you're qualifying God, who is outside of time and space, and trying to conflate that with temporal beings. And I said He is ultimately good. Everything proceeds from Him is good. So He cannot choose evil. It goes against His being, which is not the same thing as temporal beings. They could succumb to temptation. So I don't get the point you're trying to make.
But why would something not being temporal matter to the definition of free will?
Because that means, again,
you're just special pleading. You're just making.
No, I'm appealing to what is established in Scripture. He's outside of time and space. Everything is contingent on Him, and everything He created is good. So if everything is contingent on Him, whatever His nature, His ontology has to be good as well, and that's clearly established in Scripture. And the fact of the matter is, he cannot be tempted. We can be tempted because temptation is only something that could. Temptation could only be actualized in time and space, not outside of time.
Was Jesus tempted, sir? Was Jesus tempted?
Yes,
by
he
Satan?
was. Yes, he definitely was.
So how is Jesus God, sir?
That's a whole debate on the incarnation. I would refer you to my debate with Matt Slick. You don't know my position of the incarnation.
I'm asking you. Is Jesus God, sir?
Let's
look. We know he doesn't want to answer because he believes Jesus.
No,
is God.
I could,
he
but
Jesus is God.
But
and
you're not qualified.
Tempted, but yet he doesn't believe Jesus could have chosen to do evil.
Okay, so when you say
so he's
Jesus
contradicting himself, do you see the contradiction?
No, it's not a contradiction because you even know my position on the incarnation. And you don't even know the position on the incarnation. So why would I entertain a debate or a discussion of something that you're totally ignorant about?
Is Jesus God, sir? Are you a Trinitarian?
Jesus being God, it has nothing to do with being a Trinitarian. That's why I say you're ignorant about these things. How about I'm going to help you out? Stick to the Hebrew God before the incarnation.
Trinity that Jesus is God?
No, that's not the Trinity.
Do you think Jesus is God, sir? I bet I could pull up
I could
pull up a clip somewhere of you saying Jesus is God.
But I qualified.
So you do think Jesus is God?
Yes.
So Jesus is God, and he agreed that Jesus.
God, how?
So try to stick with me here, sir. Try to stick with me. Follow the line of reasoning.
Yeah.
He believes Jesus is God. He said just now that Jesus was tempted, and he said, if you're a free being who's tempted, you have to be able to do evil. Therefore, Jesus, God, who is God, could choose to do evil. But earlier he said God couldn't choose to do evil.
You see, everything you said would have been right.
I wasn't finished.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So his contradiction, that's a contradiction, and his position is just a total mess.
Yeah, it would be true. It would be true. Everything you said would be true.
If Dad said he has to bounce in 5 minutes. So I'll just make one last point, and then you can bloviate as long as you want, and then I'll just make one last.
No,
point.
I would like to address. I would like to address the last point you made before you interrupted me.
Make it under 90 seconds, please, so I can say one.
I'm not going to take as much. I'm not.
Look, I have 20 more seconds, and then you can talk for as long as you want, and then I'll go. One last point I'll make. He's been sufficiently just humiliated and destroyed about the contradiction with God and the free will, God having free will, but yet not being tempted and not being able to choose evil, but yet he believes Jesus is God and Jesus was tempted. Anyway. Okay, I have 10 seconds left. I have 10 seconds left. If God, if you can, presumably you have free will in heaven, yet and you can't do evil there, can you? So he could have just created the world like heaven. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, number one, I'm gonna go. Yeah, no problem. As long as you want. Godless. Try to not panic. You're making me look
humiliated and destroyed.
You said it multiple times. You don't have to repeat it. We're going to heaven. Is that the Christian narrative? No. Everything she said would be true if it was based on Christian doctrine. Nothing she said represents Christianity. For example, this thing about Jesus being tempted. When I say Jesus is God, does she actually know what that means? I actually mean Jesus is God doesn't mean he has the ontology or the nature of God while he was on earth. He had it while he was in heaven, simultaneously, while adding a human nature to himself. So the human person, which was a fully human nature, was tempted. So when I say Jesus is God, the fact that he has the title God because he humbled himself does not necessitate that he must have also the divine nature. So if she understood that and computed that and added that to her equation, then she would not have made a fool out of herself, arguing a point that I don't maintain. So that's number one. So there's no contradiction with God being a free will being, not being able to be tempted, because some trying to conflate that with what Jesus did. He was tempted, yes, because he had a fully human nature, not a divine nature. I don't believe in the fully divine, fully human nature. Those are the so-called Catholics and everybody under their wings. They adhere to this understanding. I don't. And again, I would refer everybody to my debate with Matt Slick, where I embarrassed him on this very issue. So if you understood my position, you would not have wasted 5 minutes of your time arguing for a point I don't maintain or uphold. That's number one. And number two, nobody's going to heaven as you're suggesting. So you made an argument again that has nothing to do with the Christian narrative. But again, thank you very much for trying, but you failed miserably. Thank you.
Okay, just quickly, Alex has to go in 5 minutes, so he's just going to ask you a question and then he'll bounce. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Just two questions real quick. So if something is perfect and it has the property of being corruptible, then that seems to imply a flaw, right? Perfect things are flawless, right? So that's where the contradiction lies. So I want to know, how is a thing perfect if it is capable of being corrupted, right? That's question one. The second question is, how does saying God and people are two different things explain how the analogies don't hold? Because like that's something that people like the Christians say all the time. They say, oh, it's apples and oranges, you know, God is different from people. But that doesn't actually explain why the analogies that Godless is putting forward actually don't hold. Those are the two questions. I've got to jump. Thank you very much.
Okay, number one, the question, because the second question I'm going to need you to clarify. Number one, I never said anything that God created had the properties of being of imperfection. I never said that.
It has the property of being corruptible.
Perfect.
No, listen.
Property of being corruptible.
Okay, yeah, I understand your point. Again, you're suggesting. I don't understand why you're using the word properties, because it brings confusion to the discussion. But here's my quick response to what you're suggesting. Can you give me one example of something that you qualify as perfect, which doesn't have the properties of being corrupted? Can you give me an example? Because you're using a terminology. The way you're using the word perfect is not synonymous to anything in reality. That's the point. So all I'm saying is you're special pleading, trying to use the word perfect in a isolated, distinct way that you don't use it, apply it in any other ways. So
look, I may not have like any examples of anything that.
So your first claim is out the window.
No. Listen. I may not have any. I may not have like to hand anything that I believe to be perfect, right? But I take the idea of perfection, right, to be something that has no flaws, right? And I take corruptibility to be a flaw.
So I'm gonna respond to your question again. Let's say something like gold, right? Once you put it through the fire, it becomes purified, right? Are you suggesting when it goes from being unpure to pure, are you saying now the gold is somehow perfect?
No.
Why isn't it perfect? In what sense isn't it perfect anymore?
Because I take it that it has contingent properties, right? That could possibly go wrong, right? And if it could possibly go wrong, then it isn't perfect.
So there's nothing perfect. So basically, the word perfect doesn't mean nothing for you, is what you're saying. There's no. I'm gonna respond. You're interrupting. So basically, what you're saying, the application of the word perfect, you cannot apply the word perfect to anything in this world.
Yeah, that might be true.
Okay, so your argument is out the window. So the word perfect, don't use the word perfect. Use another word then.
How about just because it doesn't apply to something in this world, right? Doesn't mean I can't have the concept of it.
No. Your concept is based on your subjective opinions. I don't care about your subjective opinions, something that cannot be repeated or shown through observation. You're basing it on something that you just conceived in your mind, and you could keep it in your mind, but it has no impact on this reality. Because when I use the word perfect, I gave you an example. You put
what do you mean
gold,
by perfect?
I just gave you an example. Pay attention. Gold, that's corrupted gold or tainted gold, goes through the fire, it becomes purified, and it's perfect. You said it's not perfect. So according to your understanding, you're the only one who would apply the word perfect in this sense. I apply, like most people, once it goes through the fire, it's refined and it's perfect. So I'm reversing. You're not
explaining to me what you mean by perfect, right? If I say to you that a cucumber is an example of a fruit, right? And I just keep telling you that a cucumber is a fruit, right? I haven't actually explained to you what a fruit is, right? And if I give you an explanation of what a fruit is, right, it might turn out that a cucumber is in fact a vegetable, right? So we need to know what you mean by perfect, because according to what we mean by perfect, you're talking nonsense. Anyway, I've got to go, so I'll listen in the chat.
You're talking nonsense. I just gave you the example that you did not address. I said something that goes from, that has corruptions, that is tainted, put it through the fire, it's refined, and it's no longer tainted. I don't need to go hold your hand across the street. So perfection, in regards to my analogy, means it's no longer tainted. It's pure. It's perfect. That's the point I was making.
Can I make one last comment? Yeah, I think Mr. I don't know how to pronounce his name, was brutally humiliated and destroyed by me, but actually Alex made him look even dumber than I did the whole time in like under 5 minutes. So that was impressive of Alex.
Yeah, he destroyed me so bad that he doesn't, the word perfect, which he tried to use in a sentence, is something that he cannot conceive in reality. Oh, he destroyed me. This is what I mean. Once you break it down, this is the reason why they don't like me to break down things. Because once you filter out all the bullshit, there's nothing remaining. It's like you didn't say nothing serious. So the word perfect doesn't apply to anything in reality. So why in the world are you putting it in a statement? And trying to make me understand that it means something to you. It doesn't mean nothing to you. So how could I use the word perfect in a statement and will somehow bring some clarity on the issue? It doesn't, because you're from a stance of hypocrisy, using the word in a sense that nobody else uses it. So this is a concept in your mind, and you could keep it in your mind, but I do it with reality. Is that it?
We should do round 2 next week.
Are you done?
We should, but come with better arguments, because you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to help people, because I know a lot of people use these problem of evil arguments, and I heard multiple people try, and I'm saying, like, if this hurts, like if this is supposed to be an argument that's supposed to make us scared or something, guys, you need to refine your arguments a little better, because I haven't heard anything serious through this debate. Or I never heard a serious argument against God as it relates to the problems of evil.
You know what? It's like when he's like, I can't engage with hypotheticals. And I'm like, look, sir, just imagine God creating a world where like perfect beings always do choose the good. He's like, no. He didn't create that world. Look, it's like, I was reading this study on, they did, if you could even call it like an experiment with prisoners, the IQ amongst prisoners, and the lower IQ ones, you would say to them, imagine you didn't have breakfast this morning, right? And the response would be, but I did have breakfast this morning. It's like, no, just we know you had breakfast this morning, but just imagine it was the case that you didn't have breakfast this morning. And they would respond again with, no, but I did have breakfast this morning. That's the level of cognitive abilities we're dealing with here.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Let me respond by showing you the same courtesy. So this is the type of arguments we're getting from people like Godless Girl and all these atheists, so-called atheists. Desire, conflating the word desire with will. Desire is personal. Will is something that manifests from outside of you. Conflation from the very beginning. Still haven't established the standard. She establishes something to be perfect. What's the standard? Still haven't established that. Somehow suggesting because something was perfect, which then became corrupt, somehow entails that thing wasn't perfect to begin with. According to what standard? I'm still waiting for that. Trying to say that God created something and there's events in that creation, which is undertaken by human beings, somehow means that he created those events. I need to know where's the link, bridge the gap. Free will people, beings, committed actions, which creates events, which led them to understand that, hey, look, we disobeyed God, and look, we reaped what we sowed. How is God responsible for that? I still didn't get the link, the tangible link between foreknowledge and events in time and space, creation and every event in creation. No link, but a whole bunch of claims and claiming victory for things that make no sense.
We can do this another time. I just really don't want to continue right now.
No problem. Just prepare yourself.
Because of other things, I didn't even I wasn't even able to. I'm not saying anything you said was nonsense or anything. I just didn't track it because I'm just mentally drained right now.
Okay, I can respect that. I want you to get some rest and prepare yourself and come with some better arguments, because I would like to be strengthened, because I had a debate not more than a week ago where a question led me to revise my position on a specific issue, and I got wisdom. I became more wiser because of that. So I'm hoping you can do that you can motivate, stimulate my brain activity with some arguments that's going to let me say, okay, I need to go and strengthen and get more stronger in my faith. And I don't think you did that today. So get some rest. And
I actually really enjoyed debating. I was actually really looking forward to this the whole week.
I appreciate the engagement.
Can I ask you one question? Out of all the people you debated, where do I rank on the debating?
I appreciate. This is what I will say. Usually, you're more. Sometimes you go in your rage mode, but you're more kind with me. So I appreciate that. It shows a sign of respect, and I respect all people either way. But it shows us some sign of respect. So I appreciate.
No, I mean
you being,
amongst skills.
Me, I'm gonna respect you by saying that.
No, I want the truth.
Yeah. I believe I win every debate, so I wouldn't qualify you as being worst or better, because once you lose a debate, trying to compare how you lost is
Sir, this is that low IQ thing I was talking about. Look, you can win every baseball game you play, right? But you're able to measure which one did you come closest to.
I agree. But here's the issue. This is the point I was making. From my Christian perspective, if you lose from 1 point or 1,000 points, a loss is a loss. We don't try to compare. Oh well, I lost less.
Okay.
We don't have that mentality. So I don't want that for you as well. If you lose, go back to the drawing board and destroy everything you came up with and build from scratch. That is the advice I would give to you. So the reason why I can't say you're better than this is because I believe I won every debate. So if I say, well, you did better than this guy, but you still lost, so it doesn't help the case, right? So if we're done, I'm gonna let you guys go.
Okay, thanks for hosting this, Daz. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, if people do want to stick around, I'm gonna play the Darth Dawkins meltdown for those who don't want to play.
No, make them sign up for your membership to see it.
I'll play them a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so thank you very much, and send me an email if you want to do this again. All right,
okay.
Clubhouse debate.
Thank
it's
you.
Always appreciated for you hosting me. I appreciate you. You seem like a reasonable person. Hopefully, you come in the fold before it's too late, before Jesus Christ comes back. All right, take care.
All right, thank you. Catch you in a bit.
Sorry to make that longer, Daz. I don't know. Sometimes I get.
That's
drained.
fine. I didn't have too long today anyway. This was last minute for me. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play 2 or 3 minutes of this. If you do want to join for $1, go ahead.
Remember, guys, this is the last video, the last recording of Darth on Discord before he rage quit the servers, and now he's returned to Clubhouse.
Yeah.
On this channel and in this server, other users. So stop Darth Dawkins.
You're going to be
There are
muted.
other people.
Sorry,
Darth,
Okay, Darth, I got you
Darth,
back.
please, Darth.
You're going to be muted.
Darth,
If there's mods in here, please stop him from his harassing. I already reported him to
There's
Square.
no harassment
Square has already
going
taken
on.
action
It's
against
called a
several people
conversation.
harassing me in here.
It's called a conversation.
Okay. No, it's not.
Diogenes,
You're
you
not-
have to understand, you're not more important than he is on the server. It's no matter if you try all you want.
Apparently
Yeah,
not.
if you don't stop,
Apparently not.
I'm going to report you for engaging in persistent stalking.
Just
and
stop, bro.
harassment.
Just
So,
ignore
so
it.
guys,
Doesn't matter.
You
My
see
God.
Superior
guys,
Tech is red dotted.
Consistent stalking?
Yeah, you've done it. You've done it already here today. You're engaging in harassing behavior against me. Okay, I strongly suggest you stop.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
If you don't
Tabula
stop, I
rasa.
will continue I will
Darth
continue
Dawkins.
to file reports against you, and it's going to backfire.
You can do what you want.
Please stop. Please
Tabula
stop.
rasa.
Diogenes,
What?
you and I had a conversation earlier. It went well. but I came in here and it seems like you are being a bit of a troll. What's going on, dude?
There's no way. There's no way, man. I have a legitimate okay, first, I have two contentions. Number one is the mass reporting of superior tech, which is in bad faith. That's unfair. That's mass reporting. That's against.
So I'm reporting him to Square, the founder, who I have a personal relationship.
Yeah, Square's going to be in here shortly. Don't worry.
It's
Okay.
not mass
Here's the
reporting
thing,
to
though,
one guy.
Diogenes,
I'm not
but-
mass reporting. I'm reporting to Square. I directly
Yeah.
I directly deal with Square, who is the founder, and I report people who are clearly engaging in harassing and stalking behavior. You've already crossed the line in harassing behavior multiple times on previous days. You're doing it again today. I strongly suggest that you stop because Square will take action against you.
Okay. Can I have a personal or objective conversation with you?
No, you may not. You've already crossed the line into harassing behavior today. You've done it on previous days, and you're doing it again now. Please do not speak to me. Please do not interfere or interject when I'm talking with anybody else.
So but that's the thing. You're not talking.
Just let it go,
to anybody
Pat.
else.
Please.
I'm
Pat,
asking
let
you.
it go,
I'm asking
man. He
you to
doesn't
stop
care.
interfere. I'm asking you, okay, for your own benefit. Please stop harassing me. Please stop talking to me. Please stop interfering with conversations that I'm having with other people when they ask me about the Bible.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I've
That's
already,
fair.
I've already
That's fair.
filed
No, that's fair.
multiple
That's fair.
reports.
I've got
I
it.
want you
The
to
message
stop.
is received.
I want you to stop.
Stop. The message is
Okay?
received.
I want you to
Sorry.
stop. All right, I'm filing another report.
No. The
against
message
you.
is received. The message is
No.
received. No. Stop. Message is received. Now, everyone else in this channel, everyone else, no. The message is received. Like fair and square. That's absolutely fair and square.
It's
Everyone
a
on this
politics
channel-
server, dude. You're not gonna win.
No, it's fine. Message is received. I absolutely respect that. I respect that. Everyone else in this server, what Bible do you usually
Listen
like
to me.
Bible
Listen to me
edition?
right now.
Whoa, excuse me.
I want
Please
you to
don't interrupt
stop.
me.
Okay,
Please don't
listen to
interrupt
me.
me.
I was talking to
interrupting
somebody.
me.
You interfered. If you don't stop right now,
No.
I'm gonna fucking call for your ban from the server. Okay, and if I call for
just-
your ban from the server, it's
Your
gonna happen,
blood pressure
asshole. Now
needs to
shut
go
up
down.
right now.
Needs to
If
go
you
down.
shut up right now, you're gonna be banned from the server. Okay, there you go. Bum. See it? I am not gonna tolerate this overt or covert or indirect harassment by what you're fucking doing. Now, if you harass me one more time, if you interfere with me talking with somebody one more time, you will be fucking banned from this server, and I will get my way, or else I'll say bye-bye to this fucking server like I have before. I will not tolerate with little pieces of shit like you. Okay? So do it one more time, Diogenes, and this account that you're on, and you have a very distinctive voice, you will be banned from the server.
Darth, there's voice changes on the internet now.
I don't care. Okay? He's going to get his fucking account banned. Okay? Now, shall we continue with your questions about the Bible?
I know, that's it. I told the other guy that I can't ask what he was asking because I don't understand.
Okay,
What
are
he's
you
asking.
done? Are you done with your questions for me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay,
Thanks.
all right, thank you.
Right, there you go. Right, thank you everybody. If you could all like the stream for me, hit the notifications on as well. That would help a lot. Right, thank you. See you later.